It is Sunday afternoon, and I want to do a quick vid this week. I haven't done anything so far, so without further ado, here's what we've worked on this week. I had an old fossil dragon from the McFarlane line of dragons, and I like them, but I like to use them as Dracolich, and so I like to make a base for them. So this one is now being mounted to this large wooden base. The base is about, I guess, about 8 to 9 inches long. Now I'm covered it in these plastic bits of basing from the McFarlane Dragon kits. Basically what I've done is I've taken these water dragon kits and I've cut them up and I've arranged them around the base and just glued them on and pinned them down and covered up the holes with gray stuff here. And he's actually standing on this plinth of rock, and he's got his hand arranged on this plinth of rock. As you can see, the dragon is massive. He's just very, very large. To give you an idea of scale, here's a basic horseman figure, which is based on a 50 by 25 millimeter cavalry base, and then there's the figure. So you can see it dwarfs it. It's huge, or colossal in D&D terms. So I've used this water material on the base. Now he's not going to be standing on water. Eventually what I'm going to do is, because he's got this fiery thing going on with his hair, or this mane here, I'm going to do a lava style base. So what I'll do is I'll use white filler material to fill in the gaps here, and then I'll paint this up like lava flows. It'll be to make it look like lava splashing up on the rocks, since lava probably wouldn't bother this guy being a Dracolich. So that'll be done up soon. My assistant Nick has been helping me out with some hydras. This is one variant of hydra that he came up with. Let me get this one, it's easier to grab. So this is a combination of old bits. We had these old tails hanging around, and we're always looking for new uses for old things, try to clear out some inventory. So we had all these extra dragon heads running around from our hydra projects, so we decided to come up with this. This is for sale on eBay right now. It would work very well as like a gargantuan hydra if someone wanted to maximize a hydra by using the like a builder site to build it up to gargantuan size. It'd make a nice poor man's proxy. The converter, Nick put the heads on here, so it actually, these two bottom heads, if you can see, are almost upside down, which I'm not crazy about. So if we do another one of these, we're probably going to change that up just a little bit. I know why he did it that way. He did it because it was simpler as a conversion option to have them there. It sort of balanced out the piece, but unfortunately they look like they're kind of upside down, which I'm not crazy about. So occasionally we do get one wrong, and we have to go back to the drawing board. But those will be up for sale on eBay for a very, very low price, probably like $5. So if you just help me break even on the pieces, you can pick that up for next to nothing. Okay, this is a Nurgle plague tower. This is kind of eating your dessert first. I worked on this for a long time ago, and then I just never got around to finishing it. Finally, I haven't had any commission work recently, so I've had some time to go back to some old projects and sort of finish them up. So this is it started life as a Warhammer siege tower, obviously. And then I gave it these tracks. These are actually from a Star Wars TIE tank, which is a ridiculous looking vehicle if you've ever seen it, but it's a great way to pick up cheap tank treads if you need to. I put these hive nodes on the side to sort of look like pustules of pus or that sort of thing. And then it's got lots of protrusions like these talons coming off the side. I gave it this sort of dozer blade down here to sort of be allowed to sort of scoop up the bodies on the field. If you can see that, that's from a corpse gathering cart. And it's got the belly cannon down here, some more spikes. These two twin cannons here, which actually have chaos hatches mounted to them. Of course, the inside opens up just like a tower would and should. It's got these massive sort of tentacles riding out of the side of this thing. These are from a, what do you call it, a Star Wars Unleashed Sarlacc, which is part of the Boba Fett Unleashed line. And then we extended the tentacles up here and used gray stuff to sort of blend it all together. Up top, there's one more cannon. The rules for this thing, by the way, are official GW rules. There is official rules for it. There's just not official stats for it. I used a lot of Pegasus kits to sort of blend this all together, because usually this would be open except for here in the bottom. This is usually a ramp that comes down, but we've closed this up permanently and then put this metal plating on there. So when you paint it up, you can blend it with these organic wooden leathery materials like the leather here on the side. And then I've extended that into some sort of gray stuff work here to make it look like a sort of leather ingrown flesh kind of look, and that extends in lots of different places like here on the tower. And then this bell is actually from a plague card or a plague bell, an old plague bell from the fantasy line of Skaven. And the detailing actually goes to the bottom too. If you look closely down here, there's some tanks and some furnacing to sort of just give it the extra little oomph here. So this is a fairly nice piece actually, and I think it's going to do well. It's going to be up for sale on eBay in the next couple days. These are some poor man's Blood Knights that I worked on. I've got an upcoming D&D game, as some of you followed me will know, and I've got some Undead Knights that are going to be coming into the game. I don't love the GW Undead Knights, the sort of skeletal coursers, and the Blood Knights are way too expensive. They're like $60 a box for 5, and I just don't want to pay that. So I came up with these, which are Grave Guard, that I've mounted to these horses. These are old Bretonnian horses from the Beastmaster line. What do they call that game? I think it's just called it's called Battle Masters. That's what it was. These heads are spare heads that come with an elven sprue, wood elf glade riders. You get a bunch of extra heads in the sprue. So I blended that in there. I clipped off the old head, which didn't really fit these guys very well. And then the legs are from the new Tomb Kings kit, the ones where they're riding the big sepulchral stalkers. These legs are actually made to sort of go around the neck of the snake, which fit really well on the horse. And because the Tomb Guard are undead and these guys are undead, it's got sort of a skeletal chainmail metallic look to it. So it blends very, very well together. So there you go, basic kit of Tomb Guard, some horses. You can pick all that up and build quite a few of these for next to nothing. I built them for easily half the price of the GW Blood Knight kit. The only difference is these guys don't have lances, but you could easily pick up some lances for them. So I've got a total of 6 of them. I got 3 more to finish up. What else? Okay, this is a massive bike army, basically. What it is I wanted to do a Bretonnians and Space Army. I really liked bike armies, but I wanted to challenge myself and do something a little different. I went crazy overboard with this project. I just went way too far. So it's meant to be a bike army, but all of the bikes are represented by horses. Now, GW officially requires that any conversion of tournament scale be use GW style bits. These horses are actually from Games Workshop. They're part of various lines, including some of their elf lines, their fantasy lines, and their Battle Masters line, which was part of Citadel, which is owned by GW, or not Citadel. Yeah, well, yeah, yes, it is. Excuse me. Anyway, so this is actually a tournament legal army. It's just a very well extensive converted army. If you look really close at a couple of these, you can see that all the knights hold. Well, first off, all their heads are swapped, so they have these knight style heads. They're mounted on these horses. I've used biker legs on the bottom, and then the green stuff there is actually meant to look like chainmail. It's hard to see it with this camera. They hold bolter pistols, just like bikers do. And they hold a lance in the right arm. This is from a Bretonnian knight. And then I've done a twin-linked bolter on the lance itself, kind of like a bolter lance. So that gives you the twin-linked gun that a bike would have. It's the right style basing. It's a cavalry base. I did the points on this the other day. There's over 6,500 points of these guys. It includes well over 75 guys on horseback, plus 20 scouts, scout bikers. These are actually the actual old scout models, and then I've put those on horses as well. So you have 20 scout bikers. These chariots in the back I used to count as attack bikes, and each of these guys has a bolter, a twin-linked bolter, and a multi-melter mounted to them. So I like the multi-melter option. So these are old chariots that I've added these doodads to from the from the Cities of Battle line to look like hover chariots or grav chariots. It's a little hard to see. In this one, this guy is actually holding on to the multi-melt, and he's using it like a firing platform. There's 15 of those attack bikes, so you can put them into your squads, or you can use them in groups of 3 for attack bike squads. For land speeders, I came up with these Bretonnian flying knights. I imagine that in the 40k universe there are flyers out there. So these flying knights are actually meant to be used as land speeders. They all carry heavy bolters with the exception of 2, which carry multi-meltas. And then you've got 2 command squads, including guys with lightning claws and power weapons. And then, of course, you've got 2 forge priests with conversion beamers. There's the actual old conversion beamers. And, of course, Evoke Khan on Moondraken, here represented on this very, very nice-looking immaculate horse. I can see that I only have about 20 seconds left on YouTube, so this is going to run out, this video, so I will continue this on a part 2 video.